Welcome back to the channel. As a do-it-yourselfer, I'm always looking to save money on tools without sacrificing quality, as I won't be using a lot of these tools on a regular basis. So instead of buying an expensive track saw kit, I decided to buy this Kreg Rip Cut circular saw guide and this 15 amp Porter cable circular saw. And if you already have a circular saw that fits into the Kreg Rip Cut sled, you're going to save a bunch of money as opposed to buying a track saw kit. My old circular saw wouldn't fit into the Rip Cut sled, so I got this reasonably priced Porter cable 15 amp circular saw, which should do a great job of cutting with that much power. The Porter cable saw does come with a general purpose cutting blade, but I'm going to be picking up a finer cut finishing blade to use on a project I've got coming up, which is going to be a custom closet shelving unit, which I'll be putting in the main bedroom closet, and I'll be building that either out of maple or birch. For the saw to fit, the front end of the saw's base plate has to be flat and clear of any brackets that would be in the way of the sled's clamping arms, as you'll see here in a minute. The sled base has two cutouts in it, which will accommodate either a right side cutting saw or a left side cutting saw. With the saw in place on the Rip Cut sled, swing the sled's clamping arms over the saw base and tighten the arm pivot screws. Then tighten the set screws down onto the saw base. The Rip Cut guide does have an adjustable hairline plate and ruler markings. The hairline plate can be calibrated on either the right side or the left side cutting lines, but I'll probably just set my cuts up manually by line of sight. The sled locks in place with this latch. The Rip Cut guide is 24 inches wide, so for a wider cut on the 4-foot width of plywood, just measure from the shorter waist cut side and cut it off from that side. Obviously, for cutting beyond 24 inches on the 8-foot length of plywood, you'll just have to use a straight edge with your saw or cut that piece on a table saw. This is my work table plywood and there's no blade in the saw, but you can see how it works. As I mentioned, I'll be using it to cut cabinet grade plywood in an upcoming video. Be sure to check back later to see the custom closet shelving installation. So that's about it. A relatively inexpensive alternative to track saw kits. A good option, especially if you're not cutting plywood very often. I'll put links to the Kreg Rip Cut guide and the Porter cable circular saw down in the description. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. Check out the rest of the content on our DIY Boomers channel. See you next time.